Hi everyone, so in this video we'll be looking at expanding two brackets. Now before we would have looked at expanding brackets. You can look back at that video that I would have done some time ago. But now we have two sets of brackets. Like here we have x plus 8 multiplied by x plus 5 brackets. They're both separately in brackets. I remember between the two brackets it's an invisible multiplication sign. Now there's a method called FOIL that I'm going to show you all how to use this method. So we have x plus 8, x plus 5. I'm going to show you all how to use this method to expand when you have two sets of brackets. Now I'm going to use different colors so it's a little bit easier to see. Alright, so what we're going to do is the first term in the first bracket, which is x, we're going to multiply that by the first term in the second bracket. So this is x multiplied by x. So I'm going to write this now at the side here, x times x, and that is what? X squared, right? So I put that in there, x squared, right? And then we're going to multiply the x by the outer term in the second bracket, right? So that's x times 5, which is 5x. Everything is addition here, positive, so it's just going to be addition, right? So let's go over what we did there. X times x, so x, the first term in the first bracket by the first term in the second bracket, so that's x by x. Then plus the first term in the first bracket times the second term in the, or the outer term in the second bracket there, right? Good. So we already did that there. Let's look at this 8 now. So 8 by x, right? So now this is my two inner terms here, right? 8 by x, so this will be plus 8x, and then 8 by the outer term there, the last term, so 8 by 5, that's 40. So plus 40. So there we have it, right? So plus 8 by 5, right? And from there we just simplify. So we will get x squared plus 5x plus 8x is 13x, and then plus 40. It will be good for you to put in the bracket, no sorry, not the brackets, the arrows first so you get the hang of it. But eventually you're going to keep on, you're going to get accustomed to it, right? So now let's look at some other examples. Okay, so let's look at this example here on the left hand side. So you want to expand in brackets y plus 7, close brackets, and the second bracket is y plus 2. So just like what we did before, first term by the first term in the second bracket. So y by y, and that will give me y squared, right? I can write it down here, y times y, and that is y squared, right? And then we're going to say that same first term by the second term in the second bracket there, right? So that now is y by 2, which is 2y. Again, everything is addition or positive in this question, so we don't have to worry about any negative signs, right? And now let's look at the next part now. So now 7 by y, so now the inner terms. So 7 by y is 7y, so plus 7y, and then 7 by the last term there, right? So that's 7 by 2, which is 14. So plus 14. And then we could just write our answer together. So y squared and plus 2y plus 7y, that's 9y plus 14. And again, this is our final answer, right? And remember that y squared, they can't add y squared and 9y because they have y together, right? Y squared and y are totally different, right? Alright, so let's look at the second example now that we have here. So now here you see in the first brackets we have x plus 2, and in the second brackets we actually have x minus 4. So now we have a minus sign there, right? So now let's go again. First term in the first bracket by the first term in the second bracket. So x by x. So x by x, x squared, right? Here, x squared. Then now look at this, x. So this is x by negative 4. Remember, when you have a positive and a negative, it's negative, so it'll be negative 4x. So let's put that in there. And now let's change the color once more so we don't get too confused. And now inner terms now, 3 by x, these are both positive, right? So 3 by x, just 3x, so that since it's positive, and then now we have positive 3 by negative 4. So we have positive 3 by, when the signs are different, it's a negative, so it'll be negative 12, right? And now we just simplify, so x squared, and now we need to simplify this piece here. Minus 4 plus 3. Remember, think back to your directed numbers. Minus 4 is a bigger number, plus 3, you're going to remain with minus 1, x, and then minus 12. And this here is your answer. Again, all this takes practice, and remember, you need to know your directed numbers for these, right? So practice, go back and practice those if you know you need to. Okay, so some more examples that we have here. Alright, so let's go right now. So again, same procedure, m, first term by the first term in the second bracket, so m by m. So m times m, you should know this by now, m squared, right? So m squared, and now m by positive 2. Again, this is positive m here, and this is positive 2, so you automatically know your answer is going to be positive, right? Right, so this is m by positive 2, or just 2 you could put, and that's 2m. So plus 2m. And now let's change the color again. And now we have negative 5 by m. So negative 5 by m. So you have a negative by a positive, that's a negative, and you get 5, right? So minus 5m. And then we have negative 5 by positive 2. Negative 5 times positive 2. A negative and a positive is a negative. 5 by 2 is 10. So you put your negative 10 there. And then from there, let's simplify. So back here, m squared. These here. So plus 2 minus 5. Right? Plus 2 minus 5 is minus 3m. And then we're going to get minus 10. And this is my final answer here. Alright, so let's go to the next one. Again, first term in the first brackets by first term in the second brackets. So x by x. X by x, that's x squared. Then, first term from the first bracket by the second term or the last term in the second bracket. So that's x by negative 8. Again, positive by negative is a negative. X by 8 is 8x. Sorry, negative 8x here. And now, minus 2 by x will give me minus 2x. Minus 2x. And then we have minus 2 by minus 8. Minus 2 by minus 8. Remember, when you have minus by a minus, it's a positive. 2 by 8 is 16. So you get plus 16. And now let's simplify the inner piece here. So that's x squared. Minus 8 minus 2x is minus 10x plus 16. This is my final answer. Right? So far, so good. So now our last example that we have, we want to expand first bracket x minus 2 by second bracket x plus 2. Now, this is actually called difference of two squares, and you're going to see it later on when we do factorization, right? So let's go ahead and expand. So x by x is x squared. So I'm just jumping the gun a little bit. X by 2 is, so this is x by positive 2, that's positive 2x. Now we have minus 2 by x, which will give me minus 2x. Then we have minus 2 multiplied by positive 2. A minus by a positive is a minus. 2 by 2 is 4. So I just jump the gun and then put in the little notes at the side, right? You could if you want to though. And now let's just simplify. So we're going to get x squared. Now plus 2x minus 2x, that's going to cancel out. And that's really 0, right? So you're going to remain with x squared minus 4. And as I said, this is difference of two squares. And you will meet this when we do factorization a little bit later on, right? So again, the questions are fairly easy. It's just all about practice, as with everything else in maths, right?